The Big Voice, KWTN, 100.9 FM, Nebraska, the official radio station of the Winnebago tribe.
KWTN 100.9 FM. Welcome, everybody. Happy Tuesday to those that are tuning in for Winnebago Talks. We are joined in the studio. We have a lot to get through today. We have some special guests that we're going to be going through. And real quick, just wanted to do a quick introduction around the room. So we will start over to my right and go ahead and give us, Garan Coons, Communications Officer. So go for it.
Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good day, and good night to our listeners. I am Bethany Redhorn, the Communications Office Manager for the Big Voice Radio. I am DJ Bethany.
All right. And then a regular.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Brian Chamberlain, editor for the Winnebago Indian News, MCBKC, here at KWTN, the Big Voice Radio.
And we have a special guest with us here today that's going to be talking about some very important stuff. Go ahead and give us your introduction.
I'm Julie Smithhart. I'm the Emergency Management Coordinator for the tribe, and I'm happy to be here, and I'll share whatever information I've got.
Yeah.
More probably than you want to hear.
Yeah, it's about that time that we get to see it.
It is.
And that has to deal with the winter weather that's going to be fast approaching if it hasn't approached already. So we'll be talking about that here momentarily, but we want to turn it on over here to the Winnebago Indian News, and then we have some announcements.
Yes.
And we have some special guests. What guests do we have here today?
So today we'll be getting into some interviews with Julie, who's joining us from the Emergency Management Department. We'll also have Jordana Bass coming on to promote and talk about an upcoming event that will be happening tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And then we'll also have Sean and Trisha from Little Priest Tribal College.
All right. For sure. So it's going to be a great day, good for those. And we'll also end today with the Winnebago Talks, The Answer Is, which we have a good battle that's going to take place here today. So make sure you tune in for that. All right, Winnebago in the News, what you guys got for us?
Yeah, of course, today is the deadline for the next publication, which will be coming out and in your mailboxes beginning on either Friday or Saturday. And so last time around, of course, we had our issue, which was dedicated to the veterans because it was our Veterans Day issue, and so we had veterans all up and through on the masthead at the top of the page, stories about them, even a storytellers section. I love the return of that. The commander for the Winnebago Veterans Association, Mr. Gordon Rave, came up and did a nice interview with us, and we were able to capture a lot of what he was able to offer for us, and that's in the last issue. And then, of course, the Get Out the Vote walk, and so we featured photographs with veterans on that headline as well. And then, of course, the main story, which was last time around, the general welfare exclusion payment, which was basically the deadline was this past Friday. And so hopefully all of you hearing our voice got your applications in, and for those of you that didn't, well, maybe next time.
All right.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff there. So also some of the other announcements that we're going to be putting out there, of course, the next issue will be coming, and we'll be covering the Deb Haaland visit that was last week.
Right.
And so the U.S. Secretary of the U.S. Department of the Interior Secretary, Miss Deb Haaland, came to Winnebago not only to visit the Winnebago Tribal Council and discuss some of the ongoing projects that they've been working on, but also to help witness, in addition to the bison herd, a bison release was held last week as well, and so she was on site for that, and we'll be covering that in the next WIN. Also, the Educare department has also been in partnership with, I think it's the University of Nebraska Fine Arts Division, or I got to get back into that, but anyway, they had a play for the Educare students at Little Priest Tribal College last week, and we have some information about that. And then also the Neola Walker Old Lady Walker lighting contest. We're going to be meeting later today to put that out, but we're getting the information out there. That will be held. We do have a list of sponsors that were generously coming forward to help provide prize money and prizes, etc. for that again this year. Once we formulate everything and we get the contest kind of hooked up and how it's going to be and the way that you can sign up and all that kind of good stuff, we're going to be putting that out as soon as possible. Our meeting on that is later today, so look for the Neola Old Lady Walker lighting contest information to come. And then also the annual hat and glove event that we have for our kids. The Winnebago Indian News is in partnership with the Winnebago Gaming Development Corporation and the Wildlife and Parks Department, and that information will be coming forward as well for all Winnebago Public School St. Augustine's Educare children, Educare through 6th grade. So look for that information to be coming soon.
Awesome. Wow, that's a whole heap and a whole slew and a whole plethora of information there, man. You guys are pretty busy over there back at the Winnebago on the News. In fact, Tyler is back there. She is making sure that we can meet the deadline and everything. So she's not joining us. She's working on the WIN. We have a lot of pictures and everything. If you have an opportunity, make sure you check out the Winnebago Tribe's Facebook page. There's a lot of announcements. I believe they have a QR code that maybe Julie can kind of hit on. They're talking about a AQI. I'm not sure what that stands for, but I think it stands for like air quality intake or index or something like that. So we'll talk about that here momentarily and stuff. But anything else from the Winnebago on the News? We have Julie here, emergency manager. She's going to be talking about winter preparedness. Do you want to join us for that?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Whatever with that. And then, of course, I have the stuff for the answer B. This being mailed. You guys need to figure that out, too, with that. And so get your thinking caps on, guys. They're not, I don't want to scare you, they're not difficult. They're just in different places than we've usually been.
Yes,
So,
yes. Okay,
all right.
So to transition, I put in some new effects in the sound sampler. Let me try one. All right, we got it. Do you know who that is?
Was it Flava Flav? Yeah.
Who is it?
Flav.
Yeah, boy.
Is it Flava Flav?
Sounds like Flav, yeah.
How about this one? You guys know that one?
It's
Come
too
on.
much of a sample.
Hit me.
James.
Yeah.
Yes,
James
okay.
Brown.
There you go. Anyways, Julie, thank you.
Yes, sir.
We're having too much fun here. But let's change the subject here. And we have winter preparedness. And the floor is yours.
Oh, well, we've already had a little bit. I know I had to scrape my windows last week, so at least once. So we know it's coming, and we have seen it on the news. That 4-letter word that none of us want to talk about, unfortunately, I'm going to say it, snow. So if you have to be out, make sure when that weather gets cold, it gets down, wherever you feel comfortable, start layering up, because layers really does help. Just that one sweatshirt sometimes isn't it. Maybe you need something under it, under your coat, so the more layers you have, to be honest, a little more insulation you got.
Yeah.
One of the things, if you have to shovel that nasty 4-letter word out there, take breaks. Don't overexert yourself. A lot of people have issues during that time. One of the things we ask, that if you have a fire hydrant in your yard, try to kind of scoop around it a little bit if it gets a little high on there, so that the firefighters don't have to take time to do it if they have to come to your area. Of course, then there's always the survival kit for your car.
Yeah, I never thought about the fire hydrant. That's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up and stuff. And in here in Winnebago, our facilities crew, and I think they all kind of get together. There's other crews out there that really do a maintaining and a fantastic job of doing that. So, and then they work through the night. You know what I mean? Like if they get the call or whatever and stuff, they're making sure that they do that. So, yeah, we really appreciate them. I know that they're going to be probably. What's the outlook like at this year's winter? Is it?
I have seen several different models, and it changes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's kind of like we're going to get really dumped on, then other times it's kind of like we're going to get snow, but it's not going to be horrible. So I'm not going to jump in there and say one way or the other, because even though I guess as a weather person, that's your only job that you can actually be wrong and nobody fires you over.
Okay, I have a question, you guys. All right, this is my kind of curiosity. This is my cat moment. Did our Earth axis kind of tilt or something like that, so that, you know what I mean? Because I remember snow all the time back when I was in a little kid.
It's climate change.
Is it just straight up climate change, or is it the axis, or what is it? You know what I mean? What would you kind of chalk it up to?
Actually, they have been a lot more solar flares, which causes issues. The other thing is that they're also saying that the poles are shifting again. Now, the poles have shifted multiple times during Earth's time.
Yeah.
But they're saying that they're getting indications that the poles are shifting, which will cause that.
Yeah.
So the one thing we do not want to see is the Atlantic Ocean reversing its cycle
Oh,
because
okay.
it goes in a circle. If you notice, it goes up our eastern coast and then down on the European side. When that shifts or stops, we have an ice age.
You seen that joke and stuff like that on social media where like the Indian guy has the rock and stuff, and everybody's paying millions of dollars to what you call it. He just looks at the rock and he's like, "Oh, today's gonna be sunny." He's like, "Why do you say that?" "Well, because I can see the rock shadow." And he's like, "It's gonna be rainy today." "Why do you say that?" "Well, the rock's rainy." "It's gonna snow today." "Well, the rock has snow on it and stuff." So
I'm going to go with that type of forecast. I'll wait and let you know. How's that?
oh, there you go. There you go. So yeah, keep going.
Survival kit. Some of the things you need to think about having in your car: sleeping bag or blankets. Water, even though it may freeze, that's okay because I've got a solution for that coming up. Energy bars, nuts, things like that you can keep sealed up. Making sure you have extra gloves, mittens, extra clothes in general, just in case you're out and you're in the snow for whatever reason, trying to get your car out of the ditch or whatever, and you get wet. At least you can change your clothes. Hat. A hat will keep your head warm, and you'd be amazed at how much heat that saves you. Okay, back to the trick for the frozen water. Keep a coffee can, a metal coffee can. Make sure it's a metal one. With a little bit of sand in the bottom, a candle, and a lighter. And just throw it all in there, put it in the car somewhere where you can get to it. Set that candle down in that sand, light it. You'll be amazed at how warm that can's going to get. And actually, it will burn you, so just be careful. But then you can hold your water bottle over the top of that's frozen water, and as it melts, you can drink it.
Julie MacGyver.
I try to make it to where it's easy and simple. But definitely that's something that you really should have in your car. The other thing is also, they say sand or kitty litter, so that in case you get stuck, it'll kind of help a little bit.
Yeah.
So those type things. Don't forget your pets. Your pet, if they're outside pets, please bring them in somewhere where they, a porch or something, garage, just out of the major weather.
Yeah.
Because making sure that they have water that's not frozen. And if you can give them some warm food, whatever that is. I mean, even if that's just dog food that you have moistened and heated up a little bit, not hot, but warmed up, you'd be amazed. It really does. It's the same as you as having warm food. Check on your neighbors. That's the other big thing. So those are my keys. The other thing is there's 3 different things, and I think I sent these to you, the planning timeline. I don't know, did you get those out? But anyway, basically what to do beforehand, making sure that, when you see it coming, because it's on the news, it's out there, making sure you have those things that you need in your home, whether it's you stocking up on your necessities, your basics, making sure checking your smoke alarms and your carbon monoxide detectors. Making sure your car's got fuel in it. Stay off the road when they tell you to. Okay, those are plan ahead days. The day before, adjust your plans, because if you see it's coming in and the roads are going to be bad, cancel those appointments that you don't need to do. Have multiple ways of receiving warnings, whether it's through the radio, your phone, however, because I know I put out those alerts, and I know a lot of people are like going, give us a day off. Well, it's not up to me to call that, but making sure that you have ways to get those. Again, with the pets, making sure the day before that you have everything you need for them. And then during, check on your neighbors, making sure you have proper ventilation. If you're using some type of heating source that burns, whether it's a wood burning or whatever, making sure you have a window cracked a little bit so you have a little bit of ventilation going there. If you're using a generator if you've lost power and have to use a generator, making sure that it's away from windows so that you're not getting that carbon monoxide coming in from that generator. And then, again, taking it easy while you're shoveling.
The first, usually snowfall and stuff, there's people that kind of just go nuts, and I noticed that through my years. Here's my advice, you know what I mean? Like, and this is coming from experience. It's the times like when there's no snow that I see like fog ice black ice is the one, because you just
You can't see it.
yeah, your guard's down. You know, if there's snow coming, usually if there's a blizzard and everything, everybody takes shelter, stays home, watch movies, whatever it may be. But it's like early in the morning, you head to work, and if you get to work by 7 or something like that, be careful of those bridges. I've seen a lot of accidents, and in fact, I got in an accident because there was a lake, and I was heading down to the airport early in the morning, down towards Omaha. I was by Missouri Valley, and the car in front of me just started fishtailing. I couldn't control it. I hit the car. We went into the ditch, and we were stuck there until, you know, the first responders could get to us. And so that's another thing too, is like, you don't want the first responders to be out there trying to, you know, if you can stay home, try to stay home and everything too. But that's the one suspect that gets me all the time, is that black ice, that fog ice. And with the temperature lowering, those bridges, those areas around the lake, wherever fog may accumulate, be careful of those guys. Yeah.
We saw a few of those days last year where we had the black ice to begin with, and then also the snow on top of it, which makes it even worse.
Right.
If you're told to stay off the roads, unless it's an absolute emergency or you are a first responder that has to be there, stay off the roads.
Yeah.
Because it may get to the point where you could be there for hours waiting for somebody to be able to come and get you because of the roads being bad for them too. So just remember, you're putting somebody else's life at risk because you want to take a risk.
Yeah, my son drives to school every day, and he drives the dirt road. He has a truck and stuff, but I mean, defensive driving is what we try to teach him. You know, just be careful, because I threw my car in the ditch. I was kind of just driving, and the car was in the middle of the road going over those hills. Couldn't see him, you know, overcorrected and went in the ditch. You know what I mean? Like, we all if you drive the dirt roads and stuff, you know, it's slick all the time, you know. So just be careful out there, you know, for those college students and those younger drivers, and use your defensive driving techniques if you can.
Definitely. But
Well, Julie, we appreciate you. Anything else that you want to make mention?
basically, just if you have any questions, please get a hold of me. You can call the department. If I'm not actually at my desk, you leave a message.
Yeah.
I'll call you back. But yeah. Making sure that all employees have your badge. If you don't have one, email me so that I can send you a form, and we'll get you out the information, and I'll get your badge made.
Awesome. So can you guys connect Winnebago in the News and the emergency manager, and like maybe see if we can get that posted some places and stuff? I think he sent it to me. I have to look through my emails and everything too, but maybe.
But I'll send it to Brian also.
Yeah. We took the PIO training together, public information training, Julie and Brian, over the course of the couple days, and we learned a lot. You know what I mean? Appreciate that training, and I think there's a next level and everything too. Got it done, and yeah, like I said, there's a lot of information for FEMA, a lot of information in the emergency response realm and stuff. So thank you for all you do, Julie.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Let me know if I can do anything else.
Thanks, Julie. Can I have that paper?
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in there, especially for the winter weather preparedness. One of the things that I always like to mention, and I always tell my family members, you know, especially my kids, they get sick of me saying it, is also make sure that you pay attention to your furnace filters. You know, over the course, if you have central air, you know, it works all throughout the year because the air conditioner's on when it's summertime and it's hot, and then it's also running, you know, to heat up your house during the wintertime. So make sure that your furnace filter is clean and clear, and they are relatively inexpensive, you know, and they're easy to change. So just check on them and make sure that they are capable of giving your furnace what it needs. So change your furnace filters.
I am going to tie a ribbon around my finger because you ever hear that? You know what I mean? Because he is right. And that just reminded me that I need to change
your furnace filters.
So there's probably
it also helps your system run a lot better, which saves you money, because you guys know your gas bill, and especially for those of our tribal members that are on propane. Oh my gosh. We used to have propane, and I'm so glad that we don't have to use it anymore, and I feel bad for those that do, because, man, you want to talk about a whopping expense. But at the same time, whatever you can use, you know, to help save you some money, change your furnace filter. So,
are we ready? This month, not today, but this month is Native American Heritage Month.
Yes.
Appreciate the get up You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah. So, and today I'm gonna wear my shirt. I know that they had Rock Your Mocks last
Yes.
Friday,
Yep.
and then wear your medallion, wear your ribbon shirt, and we get some questions. You know what I mean? Especially if we go up north to Sioux City and stuff. I don't think I'm heading up there today, but you know, people are going to be like, "Wow, that's a really nice shirt" and stuff like that. And then you have your ribbon skirt.
Yes.
Did you make it or?
No, my mom, one of my mom's good friends made it and sent it to her,
Awesome.
and she gifted it to me.
It's funny hearing about, because some of the stereotypes are still alive and well. Even, I mean it, just this past weekend,
Yeah.
I ran into a girl, and she wasn't from here, you know, not even from the area or whatever. Was not, you know, indigenous, and was not a member of a tribe. She saw the shirt that I had on, which was one of like the casino shirts, and she was like, "Do you work there?" And I was like, "No." And I said, "But," she said, "Where is it?" And I said, "We're from Winnebago." She said, "Oh, is that something?" And then she went on, "Because only members of the tribe can be there." And I was like, "No," you know. And I've heard that before,
Yeah.
because that's what I'm saying. You know, the stereotypes, the rumors, and that kind of stuff is true, and it's still living. But even as soon as, you know, as recent as this weekend, that stuff is still alive and well. So during Native American Heritage Month, try to share your heritage as much as possible and let people know that, no, you can come to Winnebago. You know?
It's not.
So-
It's not closed. The reservation is open. The gates they opened about 8:00 this morning.
Yes.
Who we got next?
So we're gonna invite our next guest up, and she is joining us to talk about an exciting upcoming event that is in recognition of Native American Heritage Month. And so she is our phenomenal.
Not phenomenal. Well, good morning, everybody. As they said, my name is Doriana Bass, and the reason I'm here today is to really promote an upcoming event this week in commemorance, I guess, to Native American Heritage Month. So over this past summer, we had 6 students from the Winnebago High School participate in a film camp program. And so this will be our second showing. It will be our Winnebago Youth Native American Heritage Month. And it will actually be starting tomorrow at 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. down at the big screen in Winnebago. And we'll also be having some chili, some s'mores, some hot cocoa, and we'll also be premiering 4 youth short films from this summer.
Awesome. At the big screen too. So people are going to be like, "Wow, it's going to be real cold or whatever and stuff." But we have that option that you and Kevin worked on of like, if you have a radio dial, all you got to do is tune into, I think, 100.9, and
Yep.
then you get the audio. So it's a drive-in movie.
Yes. And the thing that was really awesome about it was during the summer, Jordana and I worked with, was it Rebecca?
Yeah, Rebecca Schlichting. She's actually she's a instructor at KU University. She instructs journalism down there. So she was also a mentor working with the students this summer. So she was a big hand in that, and she also is a really phenomenal film producer. She produced a couple big films called Bring Them Home, and we actually aired that throughout powwow time this summer. So yeah.
And it's about the buffalo.
Bring Them Home is about the buffalo, yeah.
Yeah, and then she's native, or she's of tribe, right? I mean, like,
Yeah.
what?
She's Iowa, of Kansas, and Nebraska, I believe.
Cool.
Yeah, so some of the topics that our kids really focused on in their documentaries were topics of traditional plants, the others being elder stories, elder teachings. The others were one person's account of Indian boarding schools and sort of the history on that.
Yeah.
And our last film was actually about cultural empowerment, and they're really great films. And I was really proud to see how well they did during the talking panel, because I feel like a lot of our creative students, I feel like some of them can really be in their shells, but when you introduce them to something that really brings out their creativity, then they're actually able, you'll see them blossom and be really, proud of the projects that they've worked on. And it was really awesome to, see that with them. And we're really hoping to continue on doing this program every summer. So hopefully this summer we'll be also doing a lot more fundraising again, and hopefully be able to collaborate with the Winnebago Higher Education Department. It was actually a collaboration effort between the Summer Youth Employment and Education LLC and Vision Maker Media, where Vision Maker also helped a lot with a majority of the funding.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I know you got to see at the school, they had a showing, a handful of people. So if you didn't get to see these short films there, tomorrow is a good chance to do it. And then, to honor Native American Heritage Month and stuff, they're native themed, they're for us, they're by us and everything too. But what did you think?
I thought they were really good. I mean, last time around, we also had questions because, we promoted it on our social media. There were people not from here that wanted to know how they could see these films.
Oh, okay.
And so at the time, I believe they basically weren't ready to release them. You answered that question, but I'm wondering, is that still going to be a barrier? Are they going to be shown more wide release?
At some point, I think that's definitely one of the things that we really would like to do. There's just a big thing with licensing as far as like music licensing. It kind of depends on how much views, because we got approached by a streaming platform called Red Coral, and they're an up and coming streaming service, and there's different levels, different tiers to streaming services, and Red Coral, they're up there now with Netflix and like Tubi. So but what they're really sort of what makes them different and what really makes them stand out is that the filmmakers, they actually get a large proportion of that funding, so they basically get paid for views. So say we had a premiere of these students' films, and as much views as they can get, they can generate a portion of funding, and then Red Coral will take at least like 20% of that. So at some point we really would like to expand on that, but it's just figuring out the licensing and stuff like that for sure. So
when it comes to film and documentaries and short films and stuff, I really like it. I was in one act, and myself, I'm not the best actor, not the best dancer, just know how to play music, that's it. But seriously, man, I think that this whole industry, this whole movement of, getting our stories on film, whether it may be like just a creative process and stuff. Can you tell us how did you get into it? What made you interested? Maybe there was a certain individual that influenced you or something like that. Like, tell us your story.
Well, I guess just a little bit of backstory. Like, since I graduated college, most of my experience comes in like graphic design and photography, and I finally fell into a phase of, I wanted to go back to school to continue trying to elaborate on, I guess, my experience and the skill sets that I already had. But I guess I applied at Institute of American Indian Arts down in Santa Fe, and I originally thought I was going to get down there and learn more about graphic work, but when I got down there, they told me I'd be doing more film work. And the type of person I am, like if I start something, I'm going to want to finish that and try to really gain the experience that I want to be able to bring my experience and my education back to some of the youth in my community, because I felt like when I grew up in high school, I didn't really see anybody that was doing any type of film work. And getting down to Santa Fe and being around that culture down there, I feel like their tribes down the Southwest are really rich in their culture. And me growing up, I wasn't fortunate enough to be really able to learn some of these, our traditions and a lot of our culture and whatnot. So being down there, it really wanted me to come back and really try to push that narrative to be able to teach some of our Native youth about why telling our own stories is important. And that's why I feel like that was a big thing why we wanted to show these films, especially around a campfire, because, originally in our history, that's how our stories and our teachings were told, and that was our source of entertainment. And filmmaking is just a contemporary modern tool for us to be able to utilize, to be able to share and preserve and tell our stories. So that's really the major goal of wanting to bring this experience to our youth here in Winnebago.
Yeah, indeed. Everything that we can do to try to continue on with the storytelling, because again, like we said, even in this last issue of the W.I.N and what we've started is the storyteller section, because the oral tradition of all tribal people is very important. And it isn't just, of course, the extremely important cultural teachings that come from our individual families and our own elders, etc., but also the experiences that we live each and every day, because it isn't just about some dead thing on a page or, something in the past that isn't isn't living. Our culture is living and breathing every day, and so each of us as tribal people is helping to create that and create that narrative as it moves forward. And the ways that we can basically either write it down or help share it, whether that's in print media or in filmmaking or in other types of social media outlets or wherever it comes from, even if it comes back to the oral tradition of just telling stories one-on-one or to a group of people. That's the way that gets done, and it keeps our traditions and our culture alive.
Yeah, very. Thank you for sharing your story, and then thank you for that follow-up. Go and give them the details once again.
So the event's gonna be happening on Tuesday. Today's Tuesday. Sorry, guys. On Wednesday, so that's tomorrow at the big screen here in Winnebago, and so from 6 to 8 p.m. you can come down to the big screen and join us for the showing of the 4 short films. Produced by Winnebago Youth, and we'll have some chili. There will be a campfire with s'mores and hot cocoa. And so, say it's a little chilly out, we do have the capability to have those in attendance. They can sit in their car and listen in through their radio. And so you can watch from inside your vehicle, and it'll be tomorrow from 6 to 8 p.m.
We have a couple of our ACI apprentices in that picture there.
Yeah.
So
shout out to Lil Zane and
Yeah.
MC Ash.
And she actually produced one, MC Ash. And then Lil Zane, he directed one? Or?
Zane actually, he was a big help on a lot of these projects. So we had 4 directors. Each of these directors came up with their own idea for what they wanted to talk about in their film, and they also directed and did the interviews. So everybody pretty much helped and assisted on everybody's projects. And we had 2 camera people, we had 1 sound mixer, and we had 1 boom operator and 1 director. So they all helped each other on each other's film. So I just want to give a shout out to all those 6 students: Zane Bassett, Gia Scott, Tommy Lee Scott, Tylee Chilson, and Alan White Wing. And who am I missing? I feel like I'm missing one more person.
Sorry, then. We have
And you guys did this
Camilla Blackhawk. Yeah.
And you did this over the summertime.
Yeah.
And it kept the kids busy, you know what I mean? That's a positive thing. So let's try to support this showing and make sure that if you have an opportunity, hopefully they show up too, the directors and everybody come down.
Yeah, we definitely encourage them for sure.
And if you have any questions or anything like that. But man, the power of film and stuff is very strong. And 50 years from now, they could look back at this, and the words that are said on there's the elders one, and they say some really good stuff. You know what I mean? Like the directors got that out of them, sitting down to interview somebody. You do some interviews and just kind of building that so that they kind of let their guard down. A lot of times when you're like, hey, can you tell us this? They kind of leave their guard up, but I thought they did really good to the youth. So very nice work, and we're excited for that. So join us tomorrow.
Yeah, and we actually have one more surprise to unveil. The clip.
Oh yeah, the slideshow. Yeah.
So we're gonna pull that up, and I have it right.
So set this up. What are we doing?
So it has a slideshow that it's showing, and it's something that Jordana put together, and it's showing some behind the scenes from the event when they were recording and putting together the content and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, some behind the scene production photos.
Is there audio to this, or can we narrate it?
We can narrate it. It's a pretty short 30-second clip. I think we're...
Dang, that's cool.
Yeah.
Go ahead and describe it for those that are on the radio dial.
So it's going through some pictures that were from behind the scenes. You want to kind of elaborate?
So some production photos of everybody while they were working on set. So we had each of the students all just, some of them were just had the camera, had the boom mic, had a few clips really showing people getting interviewed. So just a little brief of what those images look like.
Very nice. That is cool. And you have your graphic design degree, photography and film. So you're just you know what I mean? Like that was produced by you or the kids?
The slideshow was produced by me. Yeah.
That is very nice, man. That is professional looking. And I know you're doing some work for us too. We're trying to get the word out about the Big Voice and making sure that people can kind of tune into us. So I seen you kind of getting some B-roll and stuff. So
Yep.
yeah. So we're looking forward to debuting some of Jordana's work here at the Big Voice 100.9 FM, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yes.
All right, y'all.
Thanks, Jordana.
See ya.
See you later.
Sometimes it's kind of funny because we're talking about the pretty much the state of the art, the film production that happens, the social media posts that comes out, everything is in today's modern media. This past weekend also, my granddaughters found a still 35 millimeter. Remember the disposables?
Yes.
They found one and it had film. It was the most fascinating thing for them because, of
Wow.
course, you can take pictures all day long with your phones
Yeah.
and do everything, Zoom and all, and whatever. But I told them how to operate the flash, and it was just like, oh my gosh! And they just had the best time ever. And it's like, your pictures are gonna turn out pretty bad, but and so I'm just saying that because it's kind of crazy that. Those disposable cameras, which were kind of the rage,
Yep.
So not too long ago, but and now it's like, oh my god.
When I was
Crazy.
growing up, that's what was a highlight, I guess.
Yeah.
Was getting those disposables.
Yeah, that was actually one thing too that it's. I know it's a total squirrel moment there, but it's like if you're in an event, because I was asked a question once about a wedding reception. I said people are going to be all over social media. They're going to take their own pictures and whatever else. I said, but put disposable cameras at the tables, and then collect them at the end, or when they're done and stuff, and see what comes out of those cameras from your guests. Because you can see their own social media and that kind of stuff, but you'd be kind of surprised. And then what does come out is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Your guests and your friends and whoever else are there, and it doesn't always have to be like a wedding reception, any kind of event. What are they putting out
It's a
there?
good idea.
Yeah. One of those things. So.
Heck
For
yeah.
sure. All right. Well, we have some more plethora of announcements to make, so go for it.
So we do have to make mention of this event that's going to be happening this Friday here in Winnebago. And so I wanted to make sure I share this real quick, the visual for those that are tuned in. But we have the Winnebago Tribes Human Services Annual Community Meal, which is happening this Friday at noon. So starting at 12 p.m. at the Blackhawk Center Gym. All are welcome to join in for the meal. If you have any questions, you can contact the Winnebago Tribe Human Services Department, or you can visit the Winnebago Tribe's website and go to their tab.
Yeah, very good thing. The only thing I would mention with that, guys, is remember that the renovations of the Blackhawk Center in the front area are still ongoing. So if you're going to go to that event, go in the Whirling Thunder door on the north end instead of trying to go through the front, because that is still cordoned off. It is still blocked. You can, of course, still get into the post office, but that's the only way or the only place you can go from the street entrance or the highway entrance. Go around to the north Whirling Thunder door like you're going to go in, for the gym area and
How
stuff.
much does that cost to get a meal?
I heard it's free $99.
There you go. Yeah, it's something.
Yeah, Human Services puts out a pretty good spread there, and they have a lot of good food, and it's open to the community members, tribal members. So head on down on Friday because they always have really good stuff there. So.
Yes.
For sure. Thank
So
you to the
then
sponsors. And,
With Julie coming on earlier in the show, we touched on it, but I wanted to kind of spotlight that about the decision for the AQI light placement. So the Winnebago Tribe's Environmental Protection Department plans to install an AQI light for real-time air quality updates. So you could scan the QR code and share your opinion. If you're on Facebook, you can click that link. It's a SurveyMonkey link, but give some input about the air quality.
It takes 2 seconds.
Index?
Click the link, man, or scan
What
the
you call
code.
it?
Yeah. But we just want to know where should we put it. So
Yeah.
I think there's like 5 options on there. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah, air quality is something that a lot of people pay attention to, especially those, if there's a compromised immune system or they
Yeah.
maybe have some of the breathing issue and that type of thing and stuff, because it really does matter, especially, as of late, there's been a tremendous amount, wildfires up to the north. You guys have all seen the sky when it turns orange
Yep.
because of the amount of smoke. And even a couple of those days where it was hazing down into, the surface areas and stuff too. So air quality does matter. It's good to get that kind of information.
Little Priest Tribal College, they're probably out recruiting and everything. I know
Yeah.
Sean and Trisha supposed to be here. Maybe
Yes.
they'll pop in here, but we'll continue on here for Winnebago Talks. And I think next week, just to kind of give you guys a heads up, we do have the Winnebago Comprehensive Healthcare System. And they talked about it yesterday at the mid-month meeting. They have what it's called a kind of like a master plan. They're going to expand. They want to get some input. They want to have a couple sessions to the community and things like that. So I think that's very important because the hospital is, sooner or later, whether it be if we have a cold or if we need to get a checkup or if we need to get dental work, eyes checked, whatever it may be, we'll have to utilize the hospital. And what that looks like for the future is up to us today. So if you have an opportunity, they're going to be coming out with some announcements of some community events.
Yep.
Make sure you have an opportunity to attend one of those events and provide your input. I think it's very important.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
And the 12 Clans Unity Hospital, you guys know it's there for the tribal members, and I'm so glad it's there. It was a long struggle from a lot of, our political predecessors and elders as well, some of who have passed on. So make sure that, if you are in the need of anything in the healthcare realm, that you get down to the 12 Clans Unity Hospital and use it, because that's why it's there. All the way back to the treaties in the 1860s, guys. So make sure that you use the hospital.
Yep. And I seen the actual treaty. It says healthcare in the treaty.
Yes, it does.
For
And
sure. More announcements.
Yeah, I have another one here. So this one's more so a little bit in advance, so you can jot this down in your calendar. So next Friday or is that next Friday or is that 2 weeks from now?
I think it's 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, so 2 weeks from now. So you got some time. But on December 6th, the winter gathering was announced. So that'll be at the Whirling Thunder Wellness Gym. And so Friday, December 6th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. The setup time will be from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. So there is a vendor fee. You can get a hold of the Winnebago Housing and Development Commission or the Ho-Chunk Community Development Corporation. And so both of those contact numbers, you can get a hold of Housing and Development by 402-878-2241, and then Ho-Chunk Community Development 402-878-2192. And so tables reserved as first come, first serve basis, and so there's going to be some door prizes and all that good stuff. So make sure you come down and check it out.
Nostalgia time.
Yeah.
Guaranteed story time, man. I have the best of memories. It was called the Christmas Bazaar. It was brought to you by the Winnebago Tribal Court back in the days, okay? And then the Tribal Court took it out to Winnebago. Now, not everybody from Winnebago could go over to Winnebago, and they used to use it kind of like as a fundraiser for a hat and mitten drive. My mom, who made my shirt, you know what I mean? But she would do like arts and crafts. She would do her, sweaters and t-shirts, and they would have applique designs. But we also, if we have an opportunity and check it out, hopefully they have food down there because we did tamales and menudo. Oh my goodness, man. And the reason for it was to support, like Christmas time, the holidays, and we use that money to buy gifts for other people and things like that. But man, those were the days, you know what I mean? Like everybody would be there. And I know the past couple of years, it's just packed down there. They play bingo, fun bingo, kind of what they call it. I think the academy students to come down and they're the bingo tellers and get you all set up. If you have an opportunity, that money is kind of like full circle, you know what I mean? Like it goes back into the community.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whereas like a lot of times we just go up north and spend our money or go down south or whatever it may be and stuff. We want to make sure that this goes and benefits, a family trying to maybe buy Christmas presents or put food on the table and things like that. So we're always an advocate of small businesses,
Yes.
the local artisans, crafters, and the I don't want to call them caterers, but the people that make the food. What's the-
Caterers.
yeah. I mean, let's support them. You know what I mean? So December 6th, I'm glad this has happened. I just wanted to take you back in my days because I have the best memories of that event. It was like a highlight. I remember getting up early. We had to load in, setting up the tables. But this that little purchase, you know what I mean? If somebody comes up to you and for some reason, there's those people that are gone on that I'm thinking about, Jim Snow, the late Jim Snow. He had like 4 bowls of menudo. I mean, we didn't have the menudo there yet, and he was lining up. You know what I mean? It was just like awesome, and it was a good time. And I appreciate the Ho-Chunk Community Development Corporation for putting that event on, continuing that tradition, And we'll see you down there
Yes,
for sure.
definitely. December 6th.
Always a good event.
Okay, so we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it, man. I mean, like, I you know, if you're not for the faint of heart, you should start tuning off right now, because what we're going to talk about now is a little hard to talk about, but we have to talk about that Tyson fight.
Man.
You didn't get to watch it, did you? Because
No.
you was watching volleyball, right?
Yeah, I've seen the memes, I've seen the displeasure, and it's just kind of crazy. The best one I seen, though, the best meme I saw was they took his image from the Nintendo game. Remember? He was in Mike Tyson's whatever. And
Knockout.
and of course it was pixelated. And then they said Mike Tyson 1990, and then Mike Tyson 2024, and it was still pixelated.
It broke Netflix, man.
It did.
Like, what the heck? You know what I mean? Look at all those comments coming in. You know what I mean?
Everybody's like, what is going on? And then,
I
like, had
know.
people getting cussed up in the house, like, turn your device off.
Wow.
All that kind of stuff. Nah, just
Do we have Big Boy Sports Show this week?
we do, yes.
Okay, that's gonna be when?
It'll be on Wednesday, so live at 5. So it's bi-weekly now. Every other Wednesday, we go live for the sports show. So Coach Q and B-Love will be here in the studio. And
Yeah. The fight before that, and it happened after Jerry. What's his name? Jerry, the guy that owns the Cowboys. Was it Jerry Jones?
Yeah.
He owns the Cowboys and stuff, but Netflix messed up, man. Like, they gave him a mic and it was on mute and stuff, and he was really trying to talk and everything. So the guy next to him, he's like, "Hey, man, your mic don't work. Here you go, try this one." And then it started getting pixelated. That fight, though, before the Tyson and Logan fight, oh man, that was a fight. I mean, that was rock'em sock'em.
Really?
I mean, like, it was probably fight of the year.
Was it
is that
visible?
those girls or?
Yeah, she had a bad cut. And then the thing about Netflix too, man, they just rubbed it in and stuff, you know what I mean? If you didn't like, blood or anything like that, but she got headbutted. And so there was a cut, and it was by the eye, so some of that blood goes into the eye and stuff. But then she got headbutted again, and it was like flapped over, and it just like, you could see her skull and stuff, you know what I mean? It's like, oh my goodness.
I
And then
missed
they
that.
just
I'm
zoomed
glad
in
I
on
did.
it. Like, what are you guys doing? Anyways, I just wanted to make
That's the
mention.
director behind it. Get that shot.
Crazy.
You being a director,
It's like, we're always looking away from the injuries and stuff.
Man, it was, but so that's where we're at in 2024. Boxing, you don't play boxing and stuff. It's something that, you play football, you play basketball.
Yeah.
You don't play boxing, and I'm glad that Tyson, Choka Tyson, he's the Choka now. So accept your title, bro. You know what I mean? But
He went the round. How many rounds did he go? It was
He
8
went
or 9.
8.
Yeah. Okay.
He went 8 rounds, and it was back and forth. I mean, far as like, there's people that like, what, that was embarrassing, all this and that and stuff. But at the end of the day, Choka Tyson got his money,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
and he probably, I think he said he made more money in that fight than
Yes.
he did most of his career. So
Yeah.
just like, wow, that is something that's good. And
You seen something about talking about him putting his pride aside to make sure that his family was taken care of and
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
yeah, it was pretty interesting. Roy Jones got in the. Roy Jones was at One Vegas before, and he fought Tyson during COVID, and but he was doing something. Tyson on the night of the fight, he was doing something with his gloves, and they kept saying he's got a problem with his mouthpiece and stuff, but he was biting his gloves, and that was just weird. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if that was a tell or a signal or something like that.
Who knows? Yeah.
WWE, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's entertainment.
Yeah.
And the boxing entertainment, and Logan Paul, YouTuber, he's an entertainer. Mike Tyson was a fighter and stuff. And when those two clash, I don't know. It's where we're at today.
Yeah.
In 2024, it's just, wow. Pretty interesting. Anyways, I just wanted to kind of make mention of that. Native American Heritage Month. I know Angel Decora has some events coming up, and Sunshine, she's on the road and stuff. But what do they got coming up? I think a book signing or.
Let's take a look real quick. I can pull it up for you all. So if you are on Facebook, they have a website, they have Facebook, they have TikTok, Instagram, they have it all. But it's looking like they have that upcoming event, which is this Thursday, happening at noon. Let me share my screen. But To Banish Forever,
Yes.
and this is the book signing event with Kathy. Let me pull that open. Kathy Coates And so join them, the Angel Decorah Museum, and Little Priest Tribal College up at the museum on Thursday, November 21st. And this is for an exclusive book signing event with author Kathy Coates. And this is for her title, To Banish Forever, A Secret Society, the Ho-Chunk, and Ethnic Cleansing in Minnesota.
Yeah, both of the books that they've had there recently, the one previous and then this one, which is still coming, they are very much Winnebago tribe, Ho-Chunk people related. And of course, indigenous stories, in my opinion, are always good. I love hearing, what has happened throughout, history as well as even in the modern context. So these two books specifically, they'll deal with our own tribe and our own people. And I absolutely love that we're able to show them and then feature them through Angel Decorah's efforts and everyone that had a hand in making sure these two authors got a spotlight on them here in Winnebago.
Definitely.
Look like they're just trying to do some. What does Native American Heritage Month mean to you?
Yep, so they're doing a call for video submissions. They're inviting video submissions for a compilation project that will be featured on their social media platforms. So they're encouraging all Ho-Chunk relatives to share their thoughts by answering the question, what does Native American Heritage Month mean to you?
Oh man, got me thinking today, huh?
I know.
I might have to just think on that a little bit. What does Native American heritage mean to you? We should do one.
Yeah, it's like I'd have to sit down and kind of ponder a little bit and think.
It's a good recognition and awareness. I see a lot of like NBA teams bringing in like dance troops and stuff, and that's really, really cool. Racism is still existing, like you said.
Yep,
you know what I mean?
very
Like, and just that misunderstanding. And I got to tell you guys something. When I was in high school, it was 98% Native American. Whether it be Winnebago, Omaha, Lakota, Sioux, whatever it may be and stuff. And I remember being in 8th grade. They stuck our class out there at the old Winnebago's modulars.
Yes.
The reason they did that is because we grew up in the time of like gangster rap and wannabes was a word that a lot of people used, and we had people bringing guns to school and all this and that and stuff. And so I remember one of my teachers said, "Man, I was scared to teach your class because they had you guys coming out of the school in handcuffs." That was kind of like the, I don't know, what are those kids called? The rugby kids or whatever they're called. You know what I mean? Like we were kind of that niche kind of gang and stuff, so anyways, we were really racist towards white people, and I didn't realize it until our English teacher expressed that. And it's just kind of like, wow, now we're gonna get into the discussion here. It's just like, because that was what our older generation, who we wanted to be, whether that be our chokas, our parents, uncles, aunties and stuff. And then that relates back. You go back further than that, historical trauma, and then taking away all our stuff. So then you fast forward into the kind of middle 90s and stuff. It's like we made fun of the only white girl that was in our class. I mean, it was horrible. We got called out upon it, and it made me think. I was in 8th grade, and she said, you guys talk about, because we did the victim mentality. Oh, you're just trying to give me a hard time and make me do more work because I'm Indian? And then she's like, it's not about that. One day she just got fed up, and she said, stop saying that. You know what I mean? She's like, listen to what you're saying. Because, and I think she said something about, if you're pointing and doing that, look how many fingers are pointing back at you. There's 3 of them and stuff. So just... And what did she say? Something about sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. But man, words do really hurt. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, that was my experience and stuff. I don't know if you guys have a story to share.
I think I shared this before, but in the beginning of us getting Winnebago Talks started. But I had an experience when I went to basic training, and I unfortunately had like some medical stuff going on. It was like post when I got run over and stuff, and I didn't give myself like enough time to heal, and so I ended up ultimately getting sent home for that. So they have this separation unit at basic training, and there's all kinds of different people from all kinds of different walks of life all in this unit together. And so there was this girl that we were so I didn't choose the movie. It was just like I just happened to sit down on the couch and they had Pocahontas playing, and so I just happened to be watching, and like I was writing a letter or whatever, and just like drawing in my little notepad and doing like little doodles and stuff like that. And so she just kind of leans over and she's like, basically asked if like that's how we live at home, or asked if that's how I live at home.
Wow.
And how they have Pocahontas going. And then I'm just like, no, that's not how it is. Like, that's real ignorant of you. And I kind of got offended and I started, getting all defensive. But it just like, in that time, that was in 2014.
Yeah.
So, we're in 2024 now, well over 10 years ago. So, and it's still very much.
Where do you think the girl was from?
I want to say she was from Indiana. Yeah.
Yeah, the East Coast is, where was basic training at?
In Great Lakes in Illinois.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, that is.
And it's just like the way she said it, like, I kind of nutshelled it, but it's just like the tone in her voice was real condescending. So I was just like, no, like, that's not how we live. And you guys walk around like that. And I don't know. It was just, made me get real defensive about it. But at the same time, I didn't take it too personal because it just goes to show, like, how closed-minded, the other party is when they're thinking like that. So
I think it's up to our generation to try to help alleviate that cycle. There's always, never forget the past. You know what I mean? There was a guy, his name is Captain Henry Pratt, said, kill the Indian to save the man. And the boarding school started. I mean, and that just has lingering effects. And I don't know if we're ever going to get past that and stuff, but it's good to know your history, because I was wondering, like, why is my, grandma, why is my, chokas and all those guys, why are they always mad? And then, you know what I mean? Kind of saying stuff like, you go out there, it's going to be bad and all this and that, or vice versa too. We have the reverse role where it's crabs in the bucket mentality. Don't do too good for yourself, or people are going to start trying to pull you down and say bad stuff about you. Our own people. So like I said, I didn't realize until 8th grade that, wow, I didn't know I was racist towards other people and stuff. And so the more knowledge that you know, the better. But at the same time, a lot of people are scared of what they don't know. You know what I mean? They don't know. I don't know what takes place overseas and stuff. And at times, the best way is to make a joke about it.
Yeah.
But it might be really offensive. So it's just kind of that conversation and stuff, There's a lot of packed in there. I heard somewhere along the line, how they talk about post-traumatic stress syndrome, PTSD and stuff. But it's like today, we're not post yet, because post means the past. We're still in it. We're still experiencing traumatic events in our lifetimes and stuff. And a lot of times we have to look at ourselves too. You know what I mean? Like, if we're saying negative about something, or if we're treating somebody a certain way and they're of our own color and of our own blood and stuff, you know what I mean? That's something that we need to get past of and figure out how we can alleviate that. So
sure. Yes.
Just want to make mention of that.
That's a good word. The transition.
All right.
I just want to say this. Sean and Trisha got my eye on you.
Yeah, they owe us lunch. Okay, I'm going to step out. I think me and Bethany are going to go head-to-head today.
Ooh.
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
I
So,
know Tyler was there, but
let's see here. Do you just want to shoot me a text, or how should we do it?
either way, whatever works. So
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Me and Garan. And remember, if you know the answer outright, you get 2 points. And if you need the multiple choice, and all of the questions today do have multiple choice, then that is the 1 point, okay?
Okay.
So let me get my score here so we know who's got what. So B and G. I should do this beforehand, and I was sitting here just doing nothing. Okay, so are you ready for question number 1? This is
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me close out of my.
MCBKC. The answer B, this being minutes. Okay,
Ready.
ready? Question number 1. Today is November 19th, 2024. In astrological circles, this marks the beginning of a major transition as Pluto enters Aquarius. Cardinal signs are getting their big break, finally. You know it outright, or do you need the multiple choice?
I do not know it outright. I will take that multiple
Okay,
choice.
was it A, 1765, B, 1104, C, 323 BCE, or D, 1930?
I'm gonna go.
1765, 1104, 323 BC, 1930.
1104. What the heck? Look at the online media player went down. I'm gonna go with D.
1930?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Question number 2 then. R&B superstar Keith Sweat will be live in concert this weekend in Omaha, Nebraska. I believe at the Orpheum Theater, but I'm not sure about the venue. The population of Thurston County was set a new high thanks to him and his songs. Where is the charming crooner from originally?
Say his name again.
Keith Sweat.
Keith Sweat.
Where is he from originally? He's going to be in concert down in Omaha this weekend.
Keith Sweat is from
Multiple choice if you need it. Or you
multiple
can get the
choice.
2
I was
points.
gonna try it, but I'm scared.
Okay. Is it A, Harlem, New York, B, Atlanta, Georgia, C, Birmingham, Alabama, or D, St. Louis, Missouri?
I'm gonna go with St. Louis.
D, St. Louis. All right. Okay, question number 3 then. On Wednesday of last week, Educare worked in partnership with Little Priest Tribal College and the University of Nebraska-Lincoln Center for Performing Arts, as the Educare students were treated to a live-action play inside the LPTC library. What was the name of the play?
Um,
Do you need the multiple choice?
dang. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I almost thought I had
Was
it
it
in the
A,
cusps.
Tom and the Toy Box, B, Bookworms, C, Alicia in Wonderland, or D, Dollhouse?
Can you say it again?
Tom and the Toy Box, Bookworms, Alicia in Wonderland, Dollhouse.
I'm gonna go with Bookworms.
B, Bookworms. Okay. Question number 4 then. This past Friday was the deadline for applications to be submitted for the General Welfare Exclusion Payment. Tribal members needed to use the online system to submit their information. What is the name of the software they used?
DocuSign.
DocuSign, so you know it outright?
Yes.
All right, I'll see you. Okay. Question number 5. In the classic Christmas carol, The 12 Days of Christmas, what is the gift for day number 3? Multiple choice if you need it.
Hold on, I'm singing. Hold on, I'm singing.
We should have a time limit on this one.
I will take that
Multiple
multiple choice.
Is it A, golden rings, and no, not onion rings? B, ladies dancing, C, calling birds, or D, French hens?
3 French hens? Yeah, I'll go with that one.
D?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, that's it.
Go get homeboy.
Yes, in the meantime, guys, don't forget that the deadline for the upcoming Winnebago Indian news is today. So if you have information that you want to see or put into the upcoming issue, you have until close of business today. You can get a hold of Tyler at tyler.snake@winnebagotribe.com, Tyler, and submit whatever you need there. Also, if you do not receive the Winnebago Indian News, you can also get a hold of Tyler, and she will add you to the mailing list for the reception of the paper version of the Winnebago Indian News. And so we are happy that we were able to do the Veterans Day issue this last time around because it was really important for us. We also had the storyteller section, like I mentioned at the top of the show. We reprinted David Smith's The Last of the Breed, which is a story that he originally composed about the historical context, but also adding in his own take on Little Priest as the last great war chief of the Winnebago tribe. And then also we printed the veterans list from the archives. And so if you see a name missing, by all means get a hold of us or the Veterans Association or even Angel Decorum Museum to have that veteran who may be missing from the list, because we always want to make sure we mention everyone and that everyone is acknowledged, because we hold our veterans in the highest esteem. If they're missing from that list, get a hold of us and we will make sure that their name is put on that. So are you ready? Guaranteed.
Let's do it.
Okay. Remember, if you know the answer outright, you can guess it, and if you guess it right, you get 2 points. Or you can do the multiple choice. All 5 questions have multiple choice. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Question number 1. Today is November 19th, 2024. In astrological circles, this marks the beginning of a major transition as Pluto enters Aquarius. Cardinal signs are getting their big break, finally. I am one of them. In what year was Pluto discovered? Do you know?
What year?
Yes, in what year was Pluto discovered? Do you know it outright, or do you need the multiple choice?
Need multiple choice on that one.
Okay. Was it A, 1765, B, 1104, C, 323 BCE, or D, 1930?
1930.
D?
Yeah. Am I right?
So Bethany also said D, and you guys are correct. 1930. I always have to say here, because, of course, since its discovery, barely, not even 100 years ago, the orbit of the planet Pluto is approximately 248 years. So it hasn't even went around the sun yet once since it's been discovered. And I always find it funny, too, because in the astrology world, today is a huge, huge day. And it's like, you guys didn't even know about it until like 90 years ago.
Yeah.
So whatever. Anyway.
Did they declassify it? It's not a planet.
It is no longer a planet.
What?
Yes, so-
How do you do that?
In
to
my
Pluto?
world, it is.
Yes.
Come on now.
I agree as well.
They
Plus-
stripped them of the
Yeah,
status.
so-
I know. Pluto's the best one.
Yes, indeed. So, okay, question number 2. So it is 1-1. Question number 2. R&B superstar Keith Sweat will be live in concert this weekend in Omaha.
Oh, are we going?
Did we get tickets? You bought us tickets? All right, Garrett,
Sponsored
take
by
us.
the
We'll
Big
see you
Boys.
later. Anyway, all right. so-
Research.
It will be live this weekend in Omaha. The population of Thurston County was set a new high thanks to him and his songs. Where is the charming crooner from originally? Where's Keith Sweat from originally? Do you
this
know
is
it
a good
outright,
one.
or do you want them all?
Wait. Let me try to think. New Jack City? No. Okay, I need multiple choice.
He was from Dakota City. No, no, he wasn't. Oh, okay. Was it A, Harlem, New York, B, Atlanta, Georgia, C, Birmingham, Alabama, or D, St. Louis, Missouri?
Oh man, that did not help me at one bit. One bit. What was the second one?
A, Harlem, New York, B, Atlanta, Georgia.
I'm going with
C,
Atlanta.
Atlanta. Okay, so you're
Hot
going with B.
Atlanta.
All right. And the answer is both of you are incorrect. Mr. Sweat is from Harlem.
Oh.
Yeah,
New
so
Jack City.
really New Jack City all the way through. So both incorrect.
Dang,
on
you should have
that.
just
What
went
did
with
you
your.
say?
I said
You said
St. Louis.
St. Louis.
St. Louis.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
he is from Harlem.
Dang.
Yep. Okay. Question number 3. On Wednesday of last week, Educare worked in partnership with Little Priest Tribal College and the University of Nebraska Lincoln Center for Performing Arts as the Educare students were treated to a live-action play inside the LPTC library. What was the name of the play the students saw?
Wow. Was it Cinderella? I don't know. I need multiple choice.
Was it A, Tom and the Toy Box, B, Bookworms, C, Alicia in Wonderland, or D, Dollhouse?
Man, that didn't help me out one bit. Go with A.
Tom and the Toy Box?
Yeah.
And the answer is B, Bookworms.
Yes.
Yes,
Got it?
Bethany got that correct.
I didn't even know. I just took a wild guess. I was thinking, I seen Keely took her little girl. They had like those little, or maybe it wasn't Keely, maybe it was Christina. I think she took her little girl and she had those little binocular things.
Oh.
So I was thinking it was that, I don't know, the swan one or something like that.
I don't know.
I almost said that. But
Well,
That's a good one.
Yep. Okay. So question number 4 then. So Bethany leads 2-1.
Uh-oh.
This past Friday was the deadline for applications to be submitted for the General Welfare Exclusion Payment. The tribal members needed to use the online system to submit their information. What is the name of the software they use?
DocuSign.
You're saying it outright?
I'm saying it outright.
Okay, and you are both correct. So ding, 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 ding. You both got DocuSign. The options were Document, Sign a Doc, DocuSign, and Acrobat.
Sign a doc.
Yes, so 3
Did she take multiple choice? Or did
Nope,
she know?
she got it outright.
Did you really? Oh,
so
my
you both got
goodness.
the points on that. Okay.
Might have to go for the Hail Mary on this last
I
one
know.
here.
So question number 5 then. In the classic Christmas carol, The 12 Days of Christmas, what is the gift for day 3?
Oh, first day of Christmas?
She sang it too.
3.
Do you know that? You get 2 points if you get it out right, or you can take the multiple choice.
Was it 3 swans singing? I'm gonna try it. This is my Hail Mary.
3 swans. Okay, the answer is 3 French hens, 2
Oh,
turtle doves,
it's some
and
kind
a
of bird.
partridge in a pear
I said French hens,
tree.
right?
Yes, you did. So Bethany, she got the multiple choice, but she got it
Yeah,
right.
I couldn't.
7 swans a swimming,
Yes,
6
there
geese
you
a
go.
laying,
Yeah.
5 golden
Swans
wings.
singing, hens
Yes.
singing. Who cares?
I hate that song.
Dang, man.
That's Bethany comes out the winner.
You gotta mimic that victory.
Birthday month.
Do you want to give him a Hail Mary on the end to see if he can tie it up?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay,
Double or
question
nothing?
number 1. No, you'll tie the score and we'll just call it even if you get this one right.
All right.
Okay. The first question we asked was regarding, of course, the astrological condition. The planet Pluto is moving into Aquarius and will remain there, I believe, until 2048, if I'm not mistaken. So, how long, and the planet Pluto was discovered in 1930. How long is the orbit of Pluto? How long does it take?
237 years.
237 years.
Yeah.
Okay. And the answer is you're close. 248.
248. Dang it. I was off by it. It doesn't even matter in those planet years, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Dang. It takes that long to orbit the sun.
Yes, and remember, for a short period of time, it is actually closer to the sun than the planet Neptune because its orbit is elliptical.
Pluto is?
Yes. Yep.
Wow.
So Neptune will be further away from the sun for a short period of time.
I'm not the best at the astrology and all that stuff. Do you do the horoscopes? and
Not
all-
like real thoroughly, but it does very much interest me. I really love
How about
to.
you, Brian?
This is all over everywhere for some reason and whatever, because it's a pretty momentous change starting or beginning today. Actually, I think it's later on when you get into the hour by hour.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's a pretty big thing. And like I said, it's the long relief because the cardinal signs in astrology, that is, I believe it's Libra, Cancer, Aries, and I can't remember the other one, but they're basically finally getting the weight taken off of them. Because for the since 2008, it has been in Capricorn, and it was supposed to be a teaching time period. And I gotta say, I don't follow it too, but my life since 2008, yeah,
Pretty good, huh?
Proved to be true.
Really?
Yes.
How about you?
What I like is that sometimes I feel like it comes down to perspective.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
free
it's
will
kinda
is
how
still
you.
a thing.
Yep.
So yeah.
What are you guys thankful for?
That is our question of the issue for the coming Winnebago Indian News, so I have my answer in there, but I'm always thankful for, of course, the things everyone says, my family, my health, and always, being surrounded by those that truly love and care about me, so.
Yes, I'm a follow BKCs with the family, good health, being able to just, get up and
Yep.
breathe and all that good stuff. And then also family, say it twice because I just love my family. And then, of course, you guys, I just love you guys. And also my friends. And I'm really, 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 really thankful for the Big Voice Radio.
Yeah, it's freaking phenomenal. You know what I mean? You guys do a wonderful job, both of you guys. I put it in that quote, and it was really cool. I was because that one is like, okay, I was just gonna answer like family, life, job,
Sure,
all this and that and stuff, health.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. But I was kind of looking up. I was like, man, I kind of want to, have more substance to my answer and stuff. But it said, being thankful and not saying it is like wrapping a present and not giving it.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that was like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so, yeah. Let people know that you're thankful for them, whether it be through friendship or maybe they do a good deed and stuff. Give them thanks and stuff because you just don't know what's going behind the scenes and stuff. So if you have an opportunity, I just want to make sure that anybody out there that is within listening distance and tuned into us, we're thankful for you for, helping us with the general welfare exclusion payment. We came together as a community.
Yep.
Those that are going to be cooking for Friday, we're thankful for you. Those that are going to be traveling and spending time with the family and stuff is very important because yesterday's gone, but we don't know how many tomorrows we get.
That's right.
So if we have an opportunity, let's just, make the best of today.
Time is up. It is up. And so, yeah. So very good stuff here today, guys. Don't forget, for all of the people that may be listening, the Neola Old Lady Walker Holiday Lighting Contest meeting is happening today, and so we will be deciding how and where and when and all the good stuff. So we'll be getting that detail out to the people that want to participate in this year's Holiday Lighting Contest in honor of the late Neola Walker, who of course was the originator for the Winnebago Indian News, and so we're very, very happy to be able to continue her legacy. And of course, thank you to all of the sponsors, because there are quite a few of them, for putting up the prize money as well as other items that people can win as they are helping celebrate the holiday season by running up their light bill.
No, it's honestly one of my favorite times of the year, just because the community always looks so beautiful.
Yeah, it's a good job there too. So, and then also, like Julie was saying, they are anticipating a pretty big snowstorm where North, South Dakota, and Minnesota meet. Yeah.
Dang.
So keep it up there. No.
I know. Just keep it. One thing I want to mention, maybe because we really didn't get to touch on it, but maybe we could talk about, because last week Brian and I held down the fort, and then we had a very historical event take place, and I seen some pictures that were shared.
Oh,
you wanted
yeah.
to elaborate a little?
Deb Holland. There's kind of like a recap video that we did. We took some pictures, me and Tyler, and then Brian was there as well and stuff. But that was pretty historical in that the relatives, they put 13 buffalo into the Winnebago buffalo pasture, and I think there was this kind of all around good feeling for that to take place. The singers came out, they sounded beautiful. They didn't use a big drum because there was a funeral going on, but they did ask permission from the family. We appreciate the family for doing that. We want to send our condolences to the mourners. And that event there is just like, she was pretty impressed, and I think that we had to use the Veterans Building, got to sit down, the dual language class, they prayed with her, and that was just a powerful moment that I wanted to kind of feel, you know what I mean, that she made history. She has a book out, I think, I forgot the title of the book and stuff, but she signed it for the dual language class, and, she's the first... she's
Indigenous
the first
person ever in a cabinet position. Now, of course, there's been tribal members who have worked for the government, but as an actual member of the cabinet, Deb Holland is the first.
And then, like 2 weeks before that, she was with President Biden in Arizona doing that apology for the boarding school era. And as you know, the Interior is, the BIA is under the Interior and everything, and they're the ones that kind of did that. So she introduced President Biden, and then here, a couple days later, she's in Winnebago.
Yes.
I mean, we're just that close, guys, and stuff, too. So, and then I seen, too, where our chairwoman is out in D.C. advocating, making sure that the land transfer goes as smooth as possible, and then talking about other federal policies and stuff, too. So, we're right there. We're nation to nation, the United States government as well as the Winnebago tribe, and we're just... I think there's just a lot of fighting that needs to be taking place to uphold those treaties, to keep advocating for our people back here. And that's why I appreciate the Winnebago Indian News. They did dedicated 3 issues, probably even more than that, for getting out the vote.
Oh, yeah.
So we want to say thank you to everybody that went out and voted.
Yes.
And then here's one thing. There came out with statistics, I think it was CNN or something like that. It said that over half of the Native American population voted for Trump. That was false. They did those exit polls.
Yeah.
They did
Yeah.
those exit polls, and it was like they based that on like 4 people that came out. Like, who'd you vote for? And then,
Yeah.
you know, one was like identified as a Native American and said, I voted for Trump. It didn't represent the whole tribes and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So don't take that information because that's misinformation. But we tried our hardest, guys, and appreciate everybody, you know, from the grassroots efforts to Cynthia to all the entities that got together to do that, to get out the vote and stuff. So here I go on a tangent and stuff, but I'm just saying, let's keep up the good
Yes.
work.
Yep.
But yeah. It was going back to Secretary Holland. She said some good things. You know, her administration did some wonderful things. We have Winnebago owns and what's her name?
Anne Marie Bledsoe Downs. Her maiden name was O'Gorman. She's her mom is Sharon Frenchman. I don't know if Sharon ever remarried, but anyway. And then of course Catherine Frenchman, that part of the family.
Yeah, she was there.
Yes.
And you know, I just kind of I didn't get to catch up with her. And
Yeah,
stuff, but-
Anne she was of course part of the Biden administration, but also going back many years, she was also part of the Obama administration. I'm not exactly sure if she has the same position, etc., but she was definitely working within the BIA's educational field in that as well. And I believe she's the deputy solicitor. And forgive me if I get the title wrong or whatever, but she's been there for quite some time. So
Yeah. And then if you see on Facebook or YouTube, if you're tuning in with us, you can see the buffalo come out of that trailer.
Yes.
And very powerful moment. The kids, they seen that, they got to witness that dual language class, and they were cheering them on. And it was really cool. There was a really special moment that didn't really reflect, but they headed out to the pasture and they kind of herded up, and then they kind of got on top of the hill, and one of those buffalo just kind of like looked back as to say thank you, and then went down the hill. You know what I mean? That was really cool. I was just like, no way. You know what I mean? So that relationship that we have with our 4-legged relatives is really cool, man. But with that
That's
being said, thank you guys for expressing yourselves. Like I said, the what are you thankful for? Kind of threw that one out there and maybe caught you off guard and stuff. But make sure you check out the Winnebago in the news when it comes out for Saturday.
Yep.
And we will be around here on the Big Voice ARL. We have a lot of programming, Big Voice Sports, and we'll see you guys down at the film festival.
Yep.
The
The
Youth Film Festival.
Yes.
yeah.
All right, guys. You have a good rest of your day. Thank you.